time. Welcome back to One Leg at a Time, the podcast about health, wellness, fun, recovery, and music. I am your host, Dr. Deen Anbar, and I'm interviewing other musicians and creatives about their process, their priorities, and the things that they do to achieve their goals. Laura Rizzotto, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for coming. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah?
I'm excited that we get to do this.
I know. We've never gotten to do anything like this before.
No.
But how are you really doing?
Oh my God. Shit. Wait, can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Because people from Rio are known for being potty mouths. I forgot about that because I grew up in Rio. But then when I went back home, apparently it's over. Exactly.
Yeah.
What is that?
Carioca is someone born and raised in Rio.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But apparently it's like known in Brazil that we curse all the time. So now I'm like very aware
Interesting.
of that fact. Yeah.
Very interesting. And so how long, or I guess, tell me about yourself.
Okay.
Because I don't really know that much about you. Here's what I know about you.
That's
I'll give you
true.
the bullet points of what I know about you, and then we can fill in the gaps.
Okay.
You're a singer.
I am.
You sing, you dance.
I do.
Rio, Brazil.
Yeah.
You did the show. You did the big
Eurovision.
show. Eurovision.
Yes.
I was going to say America's Got Talent, but I was like, I know that's not it. I know that's not it.
No. You also have to be like American to be in those shows, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, right. Well, that was my first clue that I was probably not right when I was going to say that.
It's the one from the other citizenships.
Right. Other side of across the pond.
Across the pond.
And then that's it. Did you go to Berkeley?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, for a year and a half. Then I transferred to Cal Arts and graduated from there.
You went to Cal Arts?
And I went to Cal Arts too.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I did Columbia, did my master's there in music ed.
In New York?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, lots of schooling.
Yeah. You know, I went to NYU. When were you at Columbia?
Yeah. I was in Columbia in 2015 to 2017.
Okay, so we just missed each other so far as our schooling years go. But I was living in New York at that
Did you
time.
do Clive Davis? You went to Clive Davis?
It wasn't Clive Davis. I don't remember. It was like part of its own sort of like creative wing.
I almost transferred to NYU. I love the school. I at the time wanted to go to Clive Davis.
Yeah.
For pop music, it's really good. But I ended up also like auditioning for the New School. I got into the New School as well. But I knew that was very jazz focused, so I didn't think it was the fit for me.
New School was jazz focused, but it also had that whole thing where it kind of let you create your own curriculum.
I remember visiting and feeling like I was like, this is a beautiful school, but it didn't feel like the fit for me. Not that Cal Arts felt like the fit for me either, to be
Well, that's what
honest.
I'm wondering, because what I know of Cal Arts is that it's pretty
hippie.
avant hippie, yeah.
Avant hippie.
Isn't it? Am I wrong?
No, you're right. But I had
Yeah.
no idea when I went to because I visited the campus and I heard, I was like, oh yeah, Walt Disney funded this school, and there's all these sort of creative people. And I, at the time, honestly, the school that I fit in the most was Berkeley by far.
Yeah.
That's where I felt like I met my best friends, that I was my core. But
You were only there for a year and a half.
Yeah, but I wanted, because I was already working with music. I had an album out. I was with Universal Music at that time.
Interesting.
And then I wanted to release an album independently, and I just didn't want to do that in Boston. So I was like, I need to be in LA. Where can I keep going with my studies? And then I saw USC. I got into USC as well. I looked at MI. And Cal Arts just felt like the best fit for me at the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how hippie Cal Arts was before I went there. And then I got in and I realized that there was a naked gamelan ensemble in school.
A what?
A naked gamelan. I believe it's a kind of Indonesian percussion.
Wow.
I know the guy who ran that ensemble, actually.
You do?
Big freak.
Big freak.
No, I know a guy who
not
ran.
surprised.
He did the gamelan stuff. It's actually one of Zephyr's roommates.
So I met Zephyr at Cal Arts.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So Zephyr and Effa. I mean, a lot
Effa
of
too?
great. Yeah, Balam, right?
Balam. No, Balam I didn't meet there, but I did. Effa and Zephyr were.
Okay.
Yeah, like my year.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So wait. So let's back up a second. When did you start singing?
I mean, I've been singing since I was a kid. I always
Yeah.
knew I was going to do this. But
Yeah.
I started singing professionally at 15.
Okay.
I did a few shows in Rio. I sold them out, and then I got a record deal. It was really quick.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
It was one of those things. I did a talent show when I was 13 on TV for Brazilian TV.
Okay.
For this show called TV Xuxa. And then, after that, I think my parents saw that I really wanted to take this, because I would say I wanted to be a singer, but they were like, every kid I think has a pop star phase.
Yeah.
And they saw how committed I was to what I was doing. I was studying classical ballet at the time because I wanted to be able to move better on stage, and classical piano, taking singing lessons. And then I think after that show, they saw that I could do this. I was very natural on stage, that I was like, had an ease and took it seriously.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think they were just like trying to help me out, be like, okay, what's the next thing that we can help you out with? And it was putting shows together.
Yeah.
And then in one of those shows, there was like a radio director from Universal Music that was there. And then he loved what he saw, and we did a showcase. And then I got a co-publishing deal and a record deal at the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Were you writing music already at that young age?
It was all original music. I did some covers of like Brazilian classics, so people could get acquainted. But my first album is all original. All of my albums are all original stuff. But I was writing either by myself or with my brother at the time.
Okay, cool. Like a Brazilian, like a Brazilian Eilish.
Yeah, Brazilian. Dude, it's kind of funny. We got along so well as writers. You would play keys in the band as well.
Okay.
And he's such a talented writer, such a talented musician
awesome.
too. Yeah. But then I think just like I got my scholarship to Berkeley, moved to the US, and I think it all happened the way it was supposed to because he's so brilliant at what he does now. You know?
Yeah. Where is he still in Brazil?
He's in New York.
Oh, he's in New York.
Yeah.
Got it.
But he's lived in LA too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the big creative tech places that one might live.
I know. He was in San Francisco for a while too, but I don't think he liked that too much.
I mean, I don't really know who would like living in San Francisco, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of just like become overrun with the tech people, and it's just like it's nice and it's fun for short stretches, I think, but it's just like it's boring to me.
That's the thing. I've only been in San Francisco for a few hours at a time.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is beautiful, but it's different when you live somewhere. Yeah. On a different note, where are you from, Deen? Where did you grow up? Yeah.
A few different places.
Okay.
I was born in LA, but my family, I grew up in Montreal until I was like 10.
What? I didn't know that at all.
Yeah. That doesn't really come up that often.
No.
I mean,
Wait,
we can talk about it.
You're a Canadian?
I have.
What?
Yeah. I have Canadian citizenship.
That's so cool.
I know. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
And then we moved to Chicago when I was like 10.
Okay.
So Chicago was home base until I was 22. I did my undergrad in Chicago, and then I was like, I want to move to New York City. So that was when I kind of had my eyes set, and I auditioned to 2 different grad school programs. One of them was the same as my undergrad, which I was just like, could just do this. And then the other one was NYU. Because I had a friend who went to NYU, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. It seems like fun, whatever. So I can just go there. And they were like, yeah, you can go here. I was like, all right, I'll go here.
So when you think of like, I'm going home, I know that now is here, but like your family,
I don't
what
have
does
a
that
home.
feel? You know, it's just like wherever your people are, really.
Yeah, because my people are everywhere now. My mom lives mostly in Arizona. My dad is between, well, he had been in the city of Chicago, but now he is like sort of between Florida, because he just got a place in Florida. He's like done with Chicago, but also Israel, which is like in and of itself, like just so far and like crazy to get over there and whatever. And then my sister is in Utah. And Montana. I'm sorry, she's in Montana, but they're gonna move to Utah. I know.
Wow.
They're like between Utah and Montana. That's the whole thing.
Super spread out there.
Yeah. And my brother's in Tampa in Florida.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
People need to pick a coast.
That's what I'm saying.
So much.
I'll be honest with you. Because, so all of your family, so your brother's in New York, but your parents are still in Brazil.
My parents are in Brazil. I think they kind of like split their time with Brazil and Europe now.
Okay.
But my family's pretty spread out too. I have like family in Latvia too, because I'm also Latvian.
I thought, yeah, okay.
That's the other country, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's how I represented Latvia in Eurovision. I am Latvian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was kind of like, wait a minute, but okay. Yes.
That's why.
Yeah.
Brazil is not.
You know, in my mind, I was just like, anything that isn't America is Europe. Right?
I'm concerned about this. Wait a minute.
No, I'm just kidding. I know things.
Geography.
But I think I do that because also I was remembering in the moment that we have another mutual friend, Rocco, right? And didn't he do Eurovision?
He did. He represented Croatia.
That's right.
Rocco is the best. I love him.
He's
so
awesome.
talented. Such a good guy.
Yeah. Do you tour at all? Do you want to tour?
I want to tour. I've been trying to set that up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Especially in Europe because I've done Eurovision. I was like, I need to do that. You know?
Do you have like a reach over there?
I do. I mean, I have a lot of my listeners are from I mean, it's pretty spread out, but a lot of them are in Spain, Latvia, of course, Estonia, I think like Norway and Poland.
Wow.
Yeah, you forget because we're like not physically there, but I was like, I really need to like go and see these people.
But you can like see the metrics, right? Like you put out
exactly.
a song and you see where the countries are that people are listening.
Yeah.
That's
and
so interesting.
It would just be nice. So I think we forget sometimes that playing outside of LA is really important because this is a weird bubble. You're playing for other musicians all the time.
Yeah.
That's not your fan base.
No,
Those
it's
are
not.
your colleagues.
It gives you a very warped sense of what is valued.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
And not necessarily the most healthy way of thinking about what you put out. It's so funny. I was just having a conversation about like, you know, sort of getting over that thing. And maybe you can speak to this too of like, you know, you write something and like usually for me, as soon as I write something, there's like a voice that comes very quickly into my head that's like, well, this is not good. You know?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think that that's like the hypercritical, like I'm looking at it through the most negative lens of anybody who would be looking at this on my social media or like coming across it on a Spotify playlist and like, you know, the judgmental like pass, you know, kind of thing. So I don't know. You don't really struggle with that, or how do you deal with it?
I don't know. I don't think I struggle with that because I think to me, writing has been such an instinct that I don't really judge it. I'm just like, well, it's been such a tool for me to understand what I'm feeling that I'm just like, this is just what I have to offer right now. And then maybe after I'll listen to it, be like, that was great. And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't really that good. But then I don't think it says much because it's that whole thing like, what was it called? Pat Pattinson, the teacher from Berkeley that says like, you need to like write a lot of shit to be able to create shit that will feed the good plant that you're like the seeds of the good plant of the song you're going to write.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I'm not really critical and I'm not a perfectionist with my songwriting either, to be honest. Like when it feels right, I let it go because I just want to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't, that's one of the few things, because you know how it is. Like we're in music and there's so much that we need to do to put music out there and to be in this industry that are not necessarily parts that I enjoy. Yeah. I'm like, this I need to enjoy. So if it becomes like, it feels like I'm going crazy and I don't like it, then I just don't want to do it. So
interesting.
Yeah. And I feel like I've also gotten like a lot of validation from a young age that I was good at this.
Yeah.
That built this like sense of confidence that nowadays I'm like, no, I mean, I might question all these things. I know I'm good at this. This I know how to do well. So I feel like I struggle with other things, but not necessarily that.
I will say, of all the people that I've worked with, specifically singers, you keep your cool more than anyone that I've ever seen. Like you're always composed. Yeah. Like
thank you.
I've never seen you like even remotely like lose it.
Really?
You know?
Yeah. I can't lose
or,
it
like
at
come
work.
off as frazzled. Well, no, but I mean, people do.
You've seen singers lose it at these gigs?
I've seen singers lose it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or like even like there's no cracks in your facade, I guess. But it doesn't even come off as a facade. Do you know what I mean? What can I say? No, you know
whatever you want, Deen.
No, in other words, like you always are like calm, cool, composed in yourself. It's a compliment.
I'll take it. Okay. Thank you.
No, it's good. And
you can't really lose it, I feel, especially when we do like weddings. It's someone else's special day. You have to.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes like I feel like shit happens, you know, even if it's someone's wedding and you're prepared as we all are because we've done these so much. Sometimes I feel like I'm even a little bit excited when something goes wrong because I'm like creative problem solving. Yeah. Because we have to find a solution no matter what. You know, we have to make it right. So, but I appreciate that. I just feel like it's experience, you know?
Yeah. So you're just like this fully formed, like ready to go person.
We just don't. I mean, I definitely wasn't. When I think of like when I started doing because the corporate events thing, I've been performing like my whole life. But then you start doing these things and you know it's a different muscle. It's a different muscle.
It is. It is. I think as an instrumentalist, it's also like you learn how to do a skill. Like this is really learning the skill of being a live musician.
Yeah.
It kind of prepares you for any musical situation, you know, under any circumstance.
I think so.
Which as a singer, that's probably also true. But because like, you know, for a guy like me playing guitar to go from like, all right, so for the beginning of the night, you're going to be playing like straight ahead jazz. And then we're going to move into like a sort of gentle R&B, like jammy kind of territory, but it's like still keep it chill, you know, and then we're going to move into like a mix of like pop, funk, dance, hard rock. Like it's going to be all of those things.
Mhm.
So you're covering like the entire spectrum of, you know, the last like 75 years of modern music.
That's
like,
true.
In a night.
Never thought about that. That's true. We are.
We are, you
Mhm.
know, it's like, so it kind of, if you do it a lot, then you kind of have to be able to do that, which prepares you, to be able to like do anything, which is good.
Yeah.
I think as a singer, I'm sure that there's I don't know anything really about singing.
Mm.
So I can't speak to this in any real way, but I would assume that that's also like part of it.
I think that being able to be versatile is important. Like, I feel like there are songs that I sing nowadays in repertoire, like Proud Mary, that once I started doing this, I didn't feel like I could handle the song like that. Now I'm like, let me have it.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
you
so
own
fun.
it.
Because it also, like, you build like muscle tonus, you know, it's all, that's the thing, it's a muscle. It's, you get like the stamina to perform, and you just make your muscle of your vocal cords stronger, that you can kind of handle a 4-hour show, or handle, you know, your instrument more, that you can belt out, or just know different textures for more soulful songs. And honestly, like two things that I feel like I've learned a lot from these shows is learning how to read a crowd. You're just like, okay, this is what people are reacting to. Or you get in the wedding and you already know this is the profile. This is what we need to do. Or especially when we have mixed weddings, that it's like Latin and super white.
Yeah.
And knowing how to I know how to create a set list that will navigate and make everybody a little happy. But I think the things that I've learned the most as a vocalist, honestly, is singing with vocalists are better than I am. Like when I sing with people that have completely different backgrounds, like, or that grew up singing in church, that have access to an instrument of things that I didn't have growing up at all. Like one of my favorite ones is Tyler Christian. Such a tasteful singer.
Yeah.
Also so musical. Like they can go super high, but also like do beautiful runs and use the texture of their vocals so well. And I feel like whenever I sing with Tyler, I sing better because I'm like, oh, I'm absorbing your energy too.
Totally.
You know? And just singing people like Rocco too, who's from Croatia, and brings something completely different to the table. I think being that mix and listening to how other people go about the songs that you've sung a million times is so priceless.
It is true. And those are like, you know, because you think of this kind of work as like, it's a necessary thing for people. Like I'm sure, I don't know, I feel this way where it's just like, I don't mind doing it. It is just something that I do a lot of. It helps to like pay for stuff like this, you know?
Yeah.
And the best case scenarios are like when you get in that group of people who inspire you to want to like discover something new in a song that you've played 500 times.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like play, like just like you're hearing what someone else is doing and you're just like, that's so sick. Either it's a part that like was always in the song that is just being reinterpreted in this way.
Exactly.
Or they're bringing something new to it that you're like, oh, I never even thought that this could be like this, you know?
I agree. Or also like, to me, it's interesting. I did a gig this weekend with Tyler and Dejari, who's another female singer. She's great as well. And it was so interesting to hear like everybody's, especially because like I'm usually the lead of the band. So I'm the one assigning the songs to the other singers and being like, okay, I think you'll do good with this song. I think you'll do with this one. And just hearing everybody having different strengths and that blending in together.
Yeah.
And then hearing a song that I'm like, okay, this sounds good in my voice. I know this is my forte. But then hearing Dejari sing and be like, okay, no, but this song is made for you. Like you should always take this song when we're together. Yeah. And it's such a fun creative exercise.
It really can be.
Yeah. I think
and that's, I think, the key to avoiding the burnout of it is to like not let yourself start to go like, oh, this, like, I shouldn't have to be doing this anymore. Or like, this is beneath me. Or like, this band is not what I want it to be or whatever. It's just like, this is what it is.
I think, I think the detachment, it depends. Like, I think for some people, this is like the performance aspect of it is their full artistry and this is how they express themselves the most and they feel super stoked. I think it's easy to feel like that when you have original work that you're like, no, but I want to like tell these stories. But it's important. I try to look at these gigs as like my vocal gym. And I'm like, it's a separate thing.
Totally.
And it's good because you do it like, of course, in the summer it gets crazy. Yeah. But I'm like, regularly it's like once, twice a week. You know, it doesn't absorb that much time. It's a lot of like physical energy to drive to gigs and to be playing for that long.
That's probably one of the most, I think just living in California, like the energy spent in transit. Yeah. I've noticed that too. Like a lot of times, you know, I'll just like show up somewhere. I'm like, I'm already exhausted. I haven't even done anything yet. I just drove here, you know?
I know. I relate to that. The most exhausting part of the gig usually is the drive.
It's the drive. It's great. I was looking at my calendar and I saw that I have like 2 Santa Barbara gigs in a row, and I was just like,
I do not think Santa Bara's far anymore.
It's far though. I also am coming from the South Bay.
Oh yeah.
So it's that
farther
extra
for you.
45 minutes that can kind of be a killer.
No,
sometimes.
that is the killer. Yeah. What do you feel like you have like a dream gig for what you're doing? Because I know like I've of course I'm doing singer-songwriter stuff. I do voiceovers too. So I feel like that is clear to me. But what is your dream? Is it like being in a specific band? Is it just keep freelance gigging?
You know, that is a good question. And I feel like what ends up happening with a lot of people who are in my position is that the goal sort of changes to fit the circumstances of whatever's going on. So like what initially, at the time that I was like, my feet are both in the door and I want to do music for sure. It was just like the dream would have been to be somebody who plays like original music. I was really into jam band music, still am.
Okay.
But like somewhere between a band like Fish or like Steely Dan, like guitar focused, like the music that just like got me super into playing guitar and like still, you know, as inspirational as it was then as it is now.
Cool.
I didn't really think about what being a sideman was until I was sort of all of a sudden given the responsibility of like, now you have to make money doing it. And so I remember like going to I was in college and I was like, I remember being really frustrated that more of my like people in school with me weren't as like interested or involved with like trying to get their career off the ground. But I remember like answering a flyer, you know, that I saw in my college music school, like bulletin, whatever it is for a wedding band. And I was like, sure, why not? I have nothing else going on, you know? Of course, at the time, I didn't know that I was just like, essentially, they were just, you know, mining from the college kids because they could rip them off.
Yeah.
Which, you know, of course, I got totally ripped off. But like that gave me my first experience playing this, you know, the kind of stuff that we do.
Yeah.
I was like, 22. No, not even, like 20.
You can get ripped off at 20. I feel like that's acceptable at that age.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is,
it builds character.
It built a lot of character. I got super ripped off. And then like I met the craziest lunatics. But like the bar was so low because my rent was like $300 a month.
Wow.
I lived in Chicago.
What a time.
Yeah, I mean, it was like crazy. So all of a sudden I was rich because I was playing gigs. I was making $200 a gig. Like, whoa. Oh my, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, at that age, for sure.
At that age, for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
2 gigs
like,
you pay for rent.
Yeah.
You're
exactly.
Balling. Absolutely.
I can get all the pizza I want.
The measures of richness.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it was pretty amazing.
That's great.
So yeah, but that's when I first started getting into all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, you know, you start to see like, oh, okay, well, I'm doing this thing and I made this record, but it didn't really turn into anything. And so like, you know, things sort of change and you meet people and your goals sort of change.
Yeah.
I would say by and large, what I'd like for myself is to be able to depend more on the music that I write, you know, and like have that be more of a generative source of income.
Yeah.
But then also like interests change. Like at a certain point, you know, in my personal life, like things, we sort of touched on this, but like things changed dramatically.
Yeah.
And I kind of like came out of the other side of this and I realized like, I want to be able to have these conversations. I find them to be interesting, fascinating, like hearing about how people who, you know, I have known for years, in some cases, decades. And I'm like, I want to get into this because I want to hear not only about how they got to where they're at, but what the challenges are. Because that's the thing is like, do you have an ideal for yourself? Like, you know, what do you find continues to sort of like come up as this issue that, or something that you wish you could change or something that you feel like you do really well, like a challenge that you recognize. Like at this point now, I tend to beat myself up a lot, but I know that there are things that I do really well. And I know that there are things that I continue to struggle with, either like in a real sense of like, oh, I always do this, or I always tell myself this thing and I find myself in this sort of cyclical thought process.
But why do you think you beat yourself up so much? Because you're so talented. You're great. You're super eloquent.
That's very sweet of you to say that.
Oh, but it's true.
There's no specific answer to that question. But it sounds to me like you don't really have that same problem.
Oh, no. I beat myself up quite a bit.
Okay, so why?
Because I have a hard time feeling like that I've tried hard enough unless I've like really emptied myself out with effort.
What is that? Because you also dance.
I do.
Like I know and this is why I wanted to talk to you actually, is because I see like you put out a lot of music and it's really good.
Thank you.
And you're dancing and you do a lot of content and it's like, it's inspiring, you know?
Thank you.
And but what I know, I just, because I've been doing this long enough, that stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum. Like effort is put into, you know, creating all that stuff. So where does it come from? What is your,
like the effort?
Well, I mean, where, you know, where are you striving towards? Like, where does it come out of? Are you choreographing this stuff?
Choreographing this?
I'm thinking about all these things and I'm not giving you a chance to answer any. Because you asked me big questions. So now right back at you.
I mean, I feel like I just love doing that stuff. Like the music stuff, the dance stuff. I feel like I've always been a dancer. Like I used to compete in ballet when I was younger. I did
competitive ballet.
Yeah. Well, I did ballet at the Opera House School in Rio, and I would also do classes at another place, and I competed for that place.
Interesting.
So it was like, for a while, there was like a year of my life that I remember that it was like from Monday to Saturday, I did like 3 to 5 hours of ballet every day.
Wow.
And I was still doing classical piano and voice lessons. And at some point I did guitar lessons.
Damn.
Yeah. And it was really intense. And I think ballet also shaped a lot of the things I did too, because it gave me a lot of discipline, which sometimes I struggle with nowadays, but it was also like really toxic in so many ways. Like ballet's complicated.
Is it?
Very, very.
I've only heard stories. And I saw the trailer for Black Swan.
Yeah, Black Swan is like intense. Yeah. Like I mean, not that the stuff in that doesn't happen, but it was like psychosis. So that was like a lot. But I think in ballet, you're supposed to look a very specific way to be able to perform, to be able to get a job. It's a very difficult career. You rely on your body for everything. And again, the standards for that are not necessarily natural for most people's bodies, you know?
Yeah.
And I knew that. And like, I knew I didn't want to be a ballerina, but I took it as seriously as I wanted to be. I just wanted to do it well. But yeah, the pressures of that and physical things with your body, I remember being like in a 9-year-old and I was graded on my physique in the school that I was at.
Yeah, that's so
because it was a conservatory, so you had to audition and you had to keep getting exams to stay.
Wow, yeah.
And to be called fat when I was not.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So
I had that too, but it was different. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it any specific sports or was it just growing up?
No, I wasn't doing sports. Just from being bullied.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's okay.
So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'll shape you a little bit, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
That changes your relationship with your body and your confidence, I guess. Or just the idea. That's the thing. I remember that I was just sleeping 4 hours a night, and I chose that. Like my parents weren't. They were like, Laura, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I want to do this because I was trying to be good at everything.
This is when you're 9.
No, I was 14.
Oh, yeah, but still though.
Yeah, 9. I started like ballet at the Opera House School. Yeah, but I remember just being like, I wanted it so bad, but then I had to give something up, and I remember reaching my close with ballet, of just being like, you know what? I'm a musician. Like, and I remember the last time like a teacher was rude to me in class. Yeah. That like I had my point shoes and they were like a little bit untied because sometimes they'll untie. Yeah. And I was doing the diagonal exercise. And I remember that there was a pianist player and she stopped the pianist from playing and was just like, where did you learn ballet? Like, did you learn it like in the corner? Like in the Portuguese, we will say, na casa da Dona Maria. She was trying to say like, you didn't learn this from me. She's like, go. Yeah. She's like, go. You're done. You go to the other side. And I remember being like, you're just humiliated so many times in that environment. Sure. And some people say it builds character. Nowadays, I'm like, guys, this should not fly. Yeah, right. This was the early 2000s. Yeah. But I remember that it was when I had that feeling that was like, that teacher was so mean to everyone, and she was so frustrated with her life. And I had that realization. I was like, I don't actually need to be here. Yeah. Whatsoever. And I remember I did the other side of diagonal with a huge smile because I was like, bitch. You're like, this is my last one I'm ever going to do. I never showed up in that class again. I was like, you know what? I never said anything. I was just like, I'm done. But I'm honestly really grateful for ballet because I think it gave me a lot of body awareness. Yeah. It helps me with what I'm doing with dance now. Yeah. And the difference of doing like jazz funk and heels is that what makes you special is the way you move and your own body. And that's celebrated instead of being like no one has to be a specific anything. Interesting. So it feels very healing in a lot of ways to do that as a grown-up because it does feel similar to ballet to me in the sense that it's feminine and it's a lot of like long lines and depending on the class that you go to, but that's what I gravitate towards the most. But that it's like however you move is what makes you special. Yeah. Yeah. So bringing that into my
I think that's probably true for most people, not for me though.
What do you mean?
I don't know. How do I move? It's not special.
I'm sure it's special. I'm sure it's very special.
It's unique.
Unique.
Is it? I don't know. V's seen me dance more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's funny because when you see him perform and he's playing the guitar, he does do more of his dancing in his legs.
Got it.
You know, he's grooving more in his hips and in his legs. And then all of a sudden when he's no longer playing the guitar and he's just hearing a song, it's all just here and in the hands. It's just like, it's
I feel like that's what dudes do,
yeah,
though. I understand.
But it's so interesting seeing
the connection with the groove.
The guitar, it's
the groove.
Yeah.
You're feeling the groove.
In his body, it's completely taking over. And then when he's listening to it, I can't. You just have to see it.
No, but I understand. No, I mean, I've dated musicians. I feel like this is a recurring thing with musicians. They'll be grooving. They have a groove when they're playing. That you actually just said this really well. They're with the instrument. They feel the groove. So then, like, they know how to move. And then you move the instrument. And everyone's like,
well, maybe it's because of this, right? I mean, when I'm playing my instrument, my hands are tasked with doing something.
Yeah.
So it has to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop doing this, you're free to do this.
Yeah, the question is always
all of a sudden I have this back. You know what I mean? So that's what I want. I went and saw Fish a couple weeks ago, and it's just so good to be back with my people, just spinning around doing this. Oh, it was amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
The question people always have is, what do I do with my hands when it comes to dancing, right?
Yeah. Well, you could just air guitar.
You could air guitar. Yo, you should just air guitar.
But then
or you hold a woman.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You get shy.
You shy, Deen? Do you think you're shy?
No.
I don't know.
That pause is a no. No.
It depends on how comfortable I am.
Okay. That's for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say this. I know when I am comfortable with people, I'm pretty outgoing and can be fun. But I definitely will be reserved if I'm just like reading a situation.
I think that's good.
I think so too. Yeah. Well, because there's some people who like they show up and they're just like, boom, you're getting the full version of them, or they're presenting something for whatever reason that it's just like, I don't know you, like.
But I think those people also keep things fun. I mean, I wouldn't be like that, but I love when people are just like unapologetically themselves. It reminds you to be like, you know what, it actually is okay.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's sort of a reminder of like, oh yeah, right. Like it's all like none of this is that serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say that one of like Deen does this and another friend of mine does this. And it's a nice reminder, but for me, kind of opposite. Or when I first met Deen, we had a conversation and then, things just kind of die off sometimes and you don't have to keep the conversation going. You don't have to keep asking the questions.
Ooh.
But when we were having the conversation and then it just died off, he was like, yeah, well, okay. And then like just walked off. Like he just left. And I loved that. I was like, you're right.
You're right.
We could just walk away and see each other next time. I don't know. It didn't feel forced at all. It was very genuine. And again, I have another friend who does it. And every time that would happen, I'd be like, thank you. Because I can leave when the conversation's
That's
done.
healthy.
Yeah.
You're also talking about me in a social situation, like a party. This is when we didn't really know each other yet.
No. You had a gig. It was a gig.
It was at a gig that I was playing, but like, I'm not someone, like at a party, I'm like, if I'm not into it, like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't feel the need to like push. But it also is it's its own form of a social anxiety where I'm just like, I don't
think it's social. I think it's good to have like an authentic threshold of being like, this is no longer.
Yeah.
I have a hard time getting out of conversation sometimes because I'll talk to anyone and then sometimes people will just start opening up and then I'll be like, ooh, it's been 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want you to feel heard, but also I want to talk to that person over there.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. But I like that idea of being able to, I think the skill of being able to leave. It's been a while since I've been in a party or in a conversation, honestly, that I just didn't want to talk to a person. But gracefully leaving it.
It happens to me pretty often.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen him do it
so funny.
So many times. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll just be like, okay,
I'm done.
Yeah.
I really want to see it happen.
I love it. Again, yeah, because I feel like I'm like you. If I'm talking with somebody and I'm like, okay, how do
you probably have seen it happen.
Yeah.
You probably haven't, just didn't maybe realize it.
Dude, usually when we're at gigs, because it's so rare that I'm not leading the gig.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a timeline the whole time. it's so rare that I just get to hang out and see these things happen.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how your life changes once you really stop drinking too. Because like the way you rearrange your time, you know, it's, because once you realize, especially like, I mean, nowadays I drink very little. It's socially and every once in a while. But I remember like when I was younger, I would definitely drink significantly more.
Yeah.
And nowadays,
you found time to do that in between your ballet dancing and
it was
pop stardom.
It was definitely after the ballet.
Yeah.
During the ballet. I mean, at 15, I was not consuming much.
Okay.
No, but I mean, especially the time that my first time living in LA, first time living in New York, I went out like every weekend. In New York, before I started my master's, I went out significantly more.
New York, you can really party.
You can really party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know something.
No, I know some. I mean, yeah.
You don't have to drive. I mean, that's really the biggest thing. Is
it is. It was just. I remember when we first moved to New York. Me and I was living there with my siblings. So we were going out and I'm best friends with my siblings.
That's a beautiful.
Yeah. So we would all go out. We would like pregame at our house and like have drinks But then I started realizing after a certain point that I was like, especially when we go to bars, I like bars. We can have fun. Yeah. But especially clubs, I was like, I had to have a drink to be at a club. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't be here at all if that's what it takes, you know?
Yeah. I have never wanted to go to a club.
Yeah. I have in Brazil. I have in Brazil. Because I would go out with my girlfriends and we would just dance all night. And that's really, really fun. Yeah. But if alcohol is a prerequisite, then you probably should not be there. But it's also the thing, you get older and it's the thing. I'm like, do I want to wake up and feel productive and ready to go and work out? Or do I want to feel, you just don't want to feel shitty anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally. And the more important that those things become, like for me, that was a big shift, was like, all right, now I kind of have these things that are like prerequisites to just me feeling my best that are almost like they've become non-negotiables. Yeah. And if I want to do them, then that means I have to say no to other things.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So like that is a big deal. And I think for some people it's part of getting older. For some people, like in my case, I only came to this because I was just like not taking care of myself for a really long time, you know? So I kind of, like we were saying, like we sort of reconnected at a point where I was already sort of into this new thing, but it was like, it didn't come easy. You know what I mean?
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah.
So yeah. So Laura, we've been doing segments on this show. Okay. And it's been going really, really well. And you offered to introduce me to some Brazilian cuisine. Yeah. Here, let me play. I'm going to play a theme song for this. This is a brand new segment.
Oh my God. Okay.
On the spot. This is welcome to Laura's Brazilian Corner. I don't know. How do you say that in Portuguese?
Pra o cantinho da cozinha da Laura.
Can you say it again?
Cantinho da cozinha da Laura.
Yay! Okay, so what are we gonna have?
Okay, so we're gonna have my favorite Brazilian food ever. It's pão de queijo. Okay, it's like a little cheese bread. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. No, please, I want you to try it. Yeah, everybody try. And it's made out of. I mean, there's cheese, and it's also made out of what's it called?
Bread.
Tapioca flour. Yeah.
Oh, really? I like tapioca.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have one, please. I'll have some too, but I want you to make sure you guys get your pick first. I have this all the time.
Whoa.
Right. Yeah. Right?
That's awesome.
The perfect combo. This is typical Brazilian snack. So we have pão de queijo and then guaraná. It's a soda made out of a Brazilian berry called guaraná. Don't look up the berry. It'll creep you out, but it's super tasty. Okay. It's really good.
Now we have to look it up.
It's just like, it's weird. It's not a pretty berry.
It's not a pretty berry?
No, you know, like a strawberry's cute. The guaraná berry is not like that. It's weird.
Pão de queijo.
Sometimes people, when they want to say pão, they end up saying pau, and that means stick or dick. And you don't want to say cheese stick.
Maybe I do.
You know? Who am I to judge?
Hey, that's nice.
Like, wait, cheers.
Cheers. How do you say it?
Saúde.
Saúde. Saúde. Pão de queijo. Guaraná. Should I rate this? If I was to rate this on a Brazilian scale, what would I rate it out of? Palm trees? Beaches?
I think it would rate out of pão de queijo, but let me see.
You can't rate pão de queijo out of pão de queijo.
That's true.
Am I saying it right? I feel like...
No, you're saying it well. Pão de queijo. Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah.
Pão de queijo.
Yeah, you're saying it well. You're doing good.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. 1 out of 5 Caipirinhas.
Caipirinhas.
That's another. Yeah, caipirinha is another.
That's the drink, right?
That's the Brazilian drink.
Okay.
That's my favorite drink.
So, all right. I mean, who am I to? I'm gonna
You
hold
want to
hands
give
here.
it a 4, don't you, Deen?
It's not that I want to give it anything.
You can say whatever you like. It won't
It's
hurt my
really
feelings.
good. It's honestly perfect. And listen, I like vanilla ice cream. I like plain cheese pizza. I like things that are just nice.
Simple.
And I'll tell you what, simple, subtle.
Yeah.
But that's the art of it, is to make a subtle flavor phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think that this knocks it out. Is there good Brazilian
one.
food to be had?
Yeah.
This is what I know of Brazilian food in LA. There's or in America, you have your, what's it called? What's that place? Fogo de Chão.
Fogo de chão. No, I have to correct this one.
Yeah.
It's my duty.
Fogo de Chão.
Without the But yeah. But the vowel is right there.
Okay, but you've heard of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. I just go into I did Portuguese vocal coaching before for singers. I actually worked
really?
with J-Lo for a gig for that twice.
Ooh.
She did duets with a couple Brazilian artists,
Yeah.
and I was the vocal coach.
Really?
And I had to teach her how to sing in Portuguese.
What was that experience like?
It's crazy.
Was it cool? It
was cool.
Was she good, nice?
Yeah, honestly, she was really professional.
Okay.
She got in and she was like, "We have 2 hours. We need to nail this down."
Cool.
And then, I was in the booth with her the whole time.
Wow.
And then we comped what we had to make sure it was as authentic as possible. Then she came back and we did a few things. But I really appreciated it. Honestly, she was such a boss.
Yeah.
And to me, it was easy to work with. And it was because I was I think I was 21 when I did that.
That's crazy.
I remember being in the booth with J-Lo and it's I'm correcting J-Lo.
Yeah, really.
but then she was like, "No, tell me." And I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
good." And it was a great learning experience for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That sounds amazing.
It was sick.
So, what's good Brazilian food to have in LA?
Oof.
Other than that place that I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, Fogo de Chão. Fogo de Chão is pretty good. But Fogo de Chão, if you go for lunch, is a lot cheaper, by the way. It's like half the price if you go for lunch.
I like that.
That's the thing. Nowadays, I feel like with the way I eat, my family makes fun of me because I eat very little, but just because I do not to sound LA, intuitive eating in the sense that I eat until I'm full and then I'm good and I don't like to overeat.
It's a huge thing.
Yeah, but
and I struggle with impulse control, which I don't know if you do, but
I have had that
I just
before.
have to be very mindful. Yeah.
That's the thing. For a long time, I was addicted to sugar and I overate out of anxiety for so long.
Yeah.
And then after that, I tried to be super regimented with how I ate and just being like, okay, this is my morning, this is my afternoon. And then I think it was actually right before Eurovision and after that I was like, I'm just going to eat when I'm hungry.
How long ago was Eurovision? It
was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, with the black hole of pandemic,
yeah,
it's kind of interesting that 2018, 2 years before 2020, obviously now we're in 2025, but you have that 3-year kind of
really weird
gray area. It's sort of 2018 wasn't that long ago, but it also kind of was. I don't know. It's very strange.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also your 20s. Those were my 20s. So they were just such a weird time. No? It was kind of a blur.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, there's so much pressure, especially as women in this industry,
I can
of
imagine.
when it's your prime and these things. And I'm like, yo, my prime was not my 20s. What are you talking about? You know?
I kind of feel that way too. And I know my prime was not my 20s.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the older that I get, the more I'm inching closer to whatever my prime is going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe I was supposed to be in my 40s my whole life and I'm not even there yet.
Yeah.
So, but I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's the same.
Yeah.
Or 50s.
50, yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
The whole idea of thinking of a prime is so sad. You know what I mean? What does that even mean? Does your life peak and then it's over? What do you mean?
It is tough to ignore the fact that so much social media, the attention is on people who are 17 to 21.
Yeah.
And that can make you, at least for me, I'm sometimes I'm just I don't know how I'm going to ever capture anyone's attention when the people that I'm up against are just so clearly
But you're not really up against the 17-year-olds.
Right, that's the thing. Yeah.
It's such a different phase of life. And do you want to be hanging out with the 17-year-olds? I hope not, Deen. Just kidding.
hanging out. But I want them to think I'm cool.
But you are cool. You are cool. They will think you're cool. I guarantee you they look at you and they're like, man, I hope I grow up to be that guy, the guitar players. For sure. For sure. What do 17-year-olds know? I'm sorry. But y'all got a lot to learn.
I know. It's kind of crazy. Well, people know, I don't know. I don't want to start to sound like I'm picking on an entire generation.
No, we're not picking on, but it's just like it doesn't matter. We're just at different phases of life, and that's okay.
It's any generation at 17
exactly
doesn't know a lot of things at any generation at
the same way that generations, maybe the people that are 60 also look at us and they're like, well, they don't actually know.
You're just in your 30s
we don't.
or whatever. Yeah.
Wait, so going back, I'm just curious about this Eurovision thing. So you go over there, you do the show. What was that like? How long was that period of time that you were like, and what was going on?
Honestly, that entire experience was so crazy. It changed my life. It was amazing. Like, it was a dream come true. It was one of those things that I was like, I can't believe this is happening. But I have family in Latvia on my father's side. And then I ended up, I was planning a trip with my family to go to Latvia for the first time to see a song and dance festival we have there. And then in that research, I found out about Supernova, which was the national selection for Eurovision in Latvia. And I was like, well, that would be cool. Like, what are the odds? Because they were accepting people that were Latvian, but also didn't have to necessarily live there. And I was like, well, I didn't like plan. I was like, well, I have this song that was called Funny Girl.
I played that with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's the Eurovision song. But I wrote it on my own and I was producing it with a friend and I was like, well, this is what I have ready. So I'll submit.
Yeah.
And it was it was like just 3 minutes actually. I remember we kept editing the master of it to be like, it's 3:01. We need it to be 3. And I submitted it and it was one of those things like the production called me the weekend after I submitted. They were like, yeah, like, do you want to be in the contest? I was like, yeah, I mean, I love that. Because they had another round of auditions that I think was in person. And I was like, well, I can't be there for that. They were just like, we'll just bring you to the live show. But you have to be in Latvia in January. And this was like November. And I was like, okay, I could do that. And they were like, you're going to be taking your chances because it's still a competition. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll go. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then my family went with me. So it was like the first time that all of us went to Latvia together.
Yeah.
And at the time, like, I was also very open about my story because I was like, well, I grew up learning about this culture, but I haven't been here.
Wow.
And I speak a little bit of Latvian, but I'm not fluent. I grew up in Rio. And my grandmother still lives in Latvia. She actually was running from the war in Latvia at the time. And she went to Brazil with her family to run away from the war. And then that year, she moved back to Latvia, actually, because she was like, she never wanted to have left. She left because of the war.
Got it.
So it was cool for her to go back and for all of this to happen at the same time. And then it was just one of those things that I was like, what are the odds? And then I won the competition in Latvia and then got to be a part of Eurovision. It was all super surreal.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the biggest like music programming in the world, isn't it?
It's the biggest music festival in the world for sure. It's like, I think it's 200 million viewers in the final.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, and to have like Latvia, like Latvian people also voting for me because I won in the jury vote and the popular vote, and to have trust me to represent the country. I took all of that really seriously too.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's like one of those things like, what are the odds that happens to you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was wonderful. But then the entire rest of the year until like, I remember it was like until May 15th at the time, my entire life was that competition. Because we did like a little tour with the Eurovision cast, we'll say, that we were playing in these pre-parties. Like I played in Spain, I played in Israel as well. They had one in UK, but I was doing like a jazz festival in Riga. We went to Amsterdam. Like we traveled all around.
That's what I was sort of wondering is like what was going on around that time. It sounds like you were kind of all over the place doing all this stuff.
Yeah, because you're promoting the song and also getting to know the other contestants and just making the most out of that. And then preparing, because that 3-minute performance I played at an arena there.
Yeah.
I think it was like 20,000 people. Wow. But you're performing for cameras because it's televised for millions.
Yeah.
Right? So it was a very different exercise. And I was, completely independent with my own budget. Latvia has its own budget as well for their team, but every country has a different budget. So it varies what people have access to. And the big thing they have as well is that they have, I don't know if you guys know, it's the Big Five. They're the countries that pay the most to be in Eurovision, so they just skip straight to the final. They don't go to the semifinals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of politics involved in Eurovision as well.
Sure.
And especially when money is involved like that, it's kind of impossible for it not to be the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, my experience was amazing. Like, and
what's that experience like of having all this build up and then you're playing for all these people and it's televised and you have 3-minute period to do the thing that you're supposed to do? Is that like mindfuck? Like, what's that like?
I think it's just a different experience. It's just I like the challenge that I was thinking of performing. We had like the camera choreograph
Yeah.
For when I'll do this move, and this is going to be the angle. This is going to be the angle.
So there's not really any room for like assuming that everyone's
Mm-hmm.
doing the thing. It's like it's all like really on your mark.
Very choreographed.
Got it.
All of it. That's just what that is. I appreciated the challenge because, you know, like when we perform, it's very nice and it feels much more natural to me to, if you have certain things choreographed for dance, sure, but to have free moments makes me feel more organically like an artist.
Yeah, I get that. I've never really, or I shouldn't say never, but I like being able to make stuff up.
Yeah, but I think it was a cool challenge as a performer just to be like, okay, what it is like to craft something for this specific thing. So I like the challenge.
Yeah.
Like it's just different homework that you get.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool.
But a good amount of pressure. I didn't feel the pressure too much, to be honest, because I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? They call me to do this. This is what I do.
Right.
I've been preparing my whole life to do something like this. So I felt very, very calm. But it was definitely weird being in an arena for the first time and like the feedback you get is in like there's a delay and in-ears.
Yeah.
I was always used to having monitors. So that was definitely something that I had to get used to.
Yeah, pretty strange. I know, because I do that all the time.
You know.
But you get used to it.
Just playing arenas all the time.
One time I played a baseball stadium.
Ooh, that's a dream. How was that?
Yeah.
What?
It was fine.
No. Really?
It was surreal. It was like, but it was again, it was
But
like,
it was just fine?
you're not looking at it as people. You can't comprehend it. Like it just looked like a painting, you know? So it was like, again, a band that I've been playing with for a long time. It was in Milwaukee. We played at the Brewers Stadium in Milwaukee for whatever, the baseball. But yeah, I mean, and we did it. We played for like half an hour and then we were done. And it was like, okay, that was, you know, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
And then it was just like, it's over.
I remember I saw Lady Gaga play at, was it the Met? It was in New York. I was at the time representing a Brazilian teen blog, so they gave me tickets so I could talk about the show.
That's cool.
So I had wonderful seats for free, which was sick.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing that and being like, wow, playing in a place this like, it's insane.
It's pretty crazy.
And I think maybe it has a different impact too if you're like also the artist, because you feel in such a position of power that you are. Because imagine like, it's of course that we earn our way up there, but then you're there and you're just like, well, if I do it with confidence, I can lead this crowd.
Yeah.
I can like set the tone for the energy of this room with thousands of. That's like it's crazy.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
get to do that, you know, and it's so special.
Can turn into a rally really quickly.
It can.
If you wanted to.
I mean, apparently, if you were in command, I know what would happen, Deen.
I think it's really interesting. There's like, because I've always been really into like the Grateful Dead, and they were so popular. Like around like 1970, 1971, they were playing concerts, 500,000 people. Like
500,000?
Yeah, shockingly popular.
Oh my God.
And that was like a whole thing with, you know, their guy, Jerry Garcia was like, I don't want to be in a position of like, he was like, this can turn into fascism so quickly if I just say one thing. He's like, because all these people are listening to me, you know, every word I say. So he didn't really say much of anything at all. And I always thought that was so interesting. I was like, that guy? Pretty cool guy.
Pretty cool guy. Yeah, I mean, I think that the job of the artist is not necessarily to tell people what to do in that sense. To be like, here are my commands.
Right, exactly. It's just,
that can
it's
be
just
really
interesting
dangerous.
Engaging with that many people.
And it's interesting to have that good people who have that awareness too of like, let's be careful here because people go crazy with power, right?
Yes, they do.
They do. Yes, they do.
Yeah. We've seen it and we'll see it again.
Yeah.
Should we close up Laura's corner?
Oh my God, yeah.
You have to say it again because I don't know how to say it.
I have to remember what I said because my brain two languages. Bem-vindo ao cantinho da cozinha da Laura. Bem-vindo ao cantinho da cozinha da Laura.
Perfect. Amazing.
Yay.
Well, thank you for bringing this stuff and for being so open and fun to talk to.
Oh, same, Deen. So fun chatting with you.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
There's only one more thing you have to do.
Okay, what do I have to do?
You have to look in the camera.
Oh my gosh.
And you sign off by saying, I put my pants on one leg at a time.
Oh, really? All right, I'm ready. I'll just say it in Portuguese. No, just kidding.
Yeah, do it.
Eu boto a minha calça. No, it's too complicated.
Meanwhile, I'll just say that please reach out to us at onelegpod@gmail.com for any questions or just general inquiries, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. And thanks for tuning in. Take it.
Oh, yes. And also remember to follow me on social media as well and listen to my stuff. It's Laura Rizzotto with 2 Z's and 2 T's. It's not like the food, so. It's true. People remember if you say it. It's true.
I've seen it, yeah.
Pants on? What?
I put my pants on one leg at a time.
All right. I put my pants on one leg at a time.
You heard it here first, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Put your pants